Good afternoon. Today, I wanted to talk about a somewhat sensitive subject within the realm of Christians and Christianity. This is what I've personally encountered as a writer of Christian fiction, and I've had other Christian fiction authors to tell me that they have encountered such attitudes at times from other Christians. I have encountered Christians who believe that it's wrong to read a novel because a novel isn't true, and that it's the same as lying. I've also heard them say that when they read something, it should be something that is true. And I've also heard them say, well, if they're going to read something, they feel as if it should be something that, improves them as a person. And fiction doesn't do that. It's a waste of time. And I've heard this countless times in my life because I've been writing for over 30 years. And it bothers me and it hurts a little bit when people say this. Because on the flip side, I could talk about this for like all day, so I'll try and be brief. On the flip side, these same people, they will watch TV. So, and when you're watching TV, or Netflix or whatever you're watching, is it only stuff that's true, like biographies or the news? If you're going to the movies, unless it's like a biography or about somebody's life or an event that's true, most movies are made from scripts. A lot of times that script is related to a book, or if it's a script that somebody made up, even though there are elements of it that are based on truth. I think it's kind of a double standard to be able to watch a movie, which could in essence be based upon a book that you think it's wrong to read, but yet you'll watch a movie. And another thing I'd like to mention is Jesus taught his lessons in parables. So a lot of times he used parables. Now, did these people that he was referring to actually exist? I honestly don't know, but that's what he used as a teaching tool. Christian fiction could very much be used as the same example. Like, we're trying to teach you a lesson and we want to produce a story that other Christians can relate to. So the next time you encounter somebody who thinks it's wrong to read fiction, you should bring up the aspect of the movies and like watching TV. Do they not watch anything? They've never watched a TV series, like, I don't know, whatever series are on TV right now. I mean, I've watched a bunch of things, but a TV series, a soap opera, a movie that actors playing a part, if they're able to watch that, then I don't understand why they can't read a book. I've never been able to understand that. And another thing I've wondered about, and I've never been able to like really ask all of these questions to people who are saying this about fiction, because usually the conversations I've had about this, they're very quick and very brief, and I don't have time to expand upon them, or the questions will come to me later. Another something else to consider, I don't know what these people did when they were in school. Like, if you're a Christian and you're in school, a lot of times they'll assign novels to read. And when you're a kid learning to read, some of the stuff that you read as a child is not true. Like Dr. Seuss. I read the Dr. Seuss books. I remember reading the I don't remember what it was called. Jane, Sally, and Tom. It was books that I read as when I started reading in like kindergarten or first grade. They had these books. I don't remember the name of them, but there was a little girl named Sally. There was the Dick and Jane books. Like, those are not true. So I wanted to expand upon, I mentioned Dr. Seuss earlier in the video. His books are Green Eggs and Ham, The Lorax, things like that. Those books, you know Dr. Seuss books. The Dick, Sally, and Jane books, those were not by Dr. Seuss. When you listen to my video, I know it sounds like I'm saying he wrote those books, but I know that they're two separate things. But I'm talking about the Dr. Seuss books that, you know, the classics that you read, like The Grinch Stole Christmas and that sort of thing. Those are books that we read as children, in addition to the Sally, Dick, and Jane books that we read as I learned growing up. So if you're a Christian and you have a child and they're learning to read, are you like sending them, are they not allowed to read that? Because usually those are the types of things you're reading. A lot of it is fiction when you're learning to read, unless something has changed that I'm unaware of. So it's just things like that I don't really quite get. And even when you grow up throughout school, from kindergarten through high school, through college, sometimes you'll have to read nonfiction. You'll have to read fiction. You'll have to read novels assigned by the teacher. Like if you're taking a high school English class and you're assigned to read, you know, something by John Steinbeck, does the Christian mom say to the child, don't read that? I don't know how far people take it when they feel this way. I just have never understood it. It's just always bothered me. Now, don't put words in my mouth. Some people just don't like reading fiction, and that's different because you're reading your own thing. Because I don't read a lot of nonfiction. I do read it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I've never read it, but if you look at all the books I've read in my life, the greater majority of them, like 98% of them, are going to be fiction. I don't read a lot of nonfiction because, frankly, I get bored. I just do. That's just the way my mind works. It's the way God made my mind, and nothing is wrong with that. So if you just prefer reading a book that's nonfiction, it's just your preference, you just prefer it that way. And as far as being edified and, you know, learning something, you feel as if you read something, you should learn something. That should be your personal choice, but it shouldn't make you feel that it's wrong to do otherwise because someone else's mind works a different way. And Jesus must have seen that himself. That's why he used the parables. So it's just something that's always bothered me. So I just had to get that off my chest. I thought it would make a good little something to, you know, talk about, you know, on TikTok a little bit today. And so if you are into reading fiction, Christian fiction, I highly recommend my novels. They've gotten great reviews. Go over to Amazon and check out the reviews for my books. This is just 4 of the selections, but I actually have 13 novels, 14 if you want to count Butterscotch Bliss. Butterscotch Bliss is an ebook that you have to get directly from me when you join my mailing list. It's free, but you must join my mailing list to get the link. The ebook is not for sale. Currently, as of the time of this video, the ebook version of Butterscotch Bliss is not for sale anywhere. You have to join my email list to get the link for that, and it's totally free. And the other 13 novels, you'll find most of them on Amazon or either Barnes and Noble. And you can go and read the reviews. I've gotten countless 5-star ratings and reviews for all of my books, all 13 of them. So you should go check them out. They're good Christian fiction. They're wholesome. And I think you and your friends will enjoy them. And if you're one of the people who only reads nonfiction, but it's just a personal preference, you just don't like to read fiction, and that's cool, because that's you. But you know others who like to read nonfiction, and you want to recommend somebody, recommend me. And if you are if you're a fiction reader, and you read my books and you like them, be sure to recommend them to a friend, because word of mouth is the best type of advertising. Thanks for your time, and I hope you guys I hope all of you have a wonderful day.